Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm wearing green because my name is Patrick and it's St. Patrick's Day. That's my patron saint. I am somewhat Irish. I'm mostly German. So I am wearing green today, which I don't normally. I want to say hello to everybody who's here in the chat. Hey, if you're a subscriber, why don't you throw that Bear Cave emote up there? Let me know you're here and in chat. You can also throw the Lego emote as well if you're Iron Souls or me. Or if you wanted to upgrade to $10 a month, but you don't have to do that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, hello and welcome. I hope a few of you are going to be able to be in chat today as Saturday. I occasionally run out of things I want to talk about. I went on a bit of an adventure today. I'll talk about my trip to a Toys R Us via the bus. Took a bus to Toys R Us and picked up two things. So we'll talk about that. Build some stuff. Working on a GOUF. I'm going to wait for a few more people to kind of jump in the chat. So I will say up top, we're going to see if this changes anything. Up until now, I have been in the category of creative, but I had not joined any communities here on Twitch. But I went ahead and did that for the first time ever. Today I went in and joined Gunpla, Lego, and building streams because those felt appropriate and right. So I went and joined those. I don't know if that's going to be helpful. If people are going to be searching for that, or if they've been searching for keywords and they're going to jump over here because they see that my stream says that I build Lego sets and Gunpla, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I'll watch that." I don't know. I don't know if people are looking for building streams are going to come here. We might get invaded. Who knows? We might get rated positively or negatively. I don't know. Anything can happen. I hope you're having a great night. It's Saturday, the 16th. Well, no, 17th. 17th. That's right. It's the 17th because it's St. Patrick's Day. I had a pretty relaxing day. As I said, I did go on an adventure. Went to Toys R Us because, one, I kind of wanted to go to a Toys R Us before they start, like, closing for real here in the United States, at least. And two, I was looking for deals. I did find a deal. Of course, Lego sets are not going to be discounted. That's just not going to be a thing. But I got two Mega Constructs kits. Actually, one is a Lego set. I did get one Lego set. Let's go to the main feed here. Put that aside. Kind of crank that down there a little bit. Okay, looking good. We got our table. We can build in our build space. So we're working on the GOUF, as you can see below me. We have done one arm that we did on Thursday. I completed the hands and assembled it. And this is where, if this was the anime, a grappling hook would shoot out, I believe. It's been a while since I watched that particular series, so my GOUF knowledge is a little hit or miss here and there. But we did one arm, and we're going to do the other arm. We did the right arm, we're going to do the left arm. It's that simple, folks. It's that easy. We've assembled a couple pieces already. We'll get into it, and I'll talk about my trip. So yeah, I went to Toys R Us. I live here in New York City, Williamsburg. And there's a bus that goes into Queens that does not take particularly too long. It was like a 30-something minute trip. So I got on that bus and went out to a it's almost like a mall. It's a shopping center where there's a Toys R Us because I figured that would be a better spot for me to go to rather than like the weird express ones that are kind of scattered throughout New York. I was like, oh, I'll go to a real one. That'll get what I need. It didn't because it didn't have deals. I've seen reports of Toys R Us's across the country that are, selling display cases and everything must go and deals. It was full of kids, which was cool. That was fun. But it was not full of deals. And yeah, so I was a little disappointed in that. I got a Mega Constructs Pokemon set that I had not seen online. It's a bunch of small little Pokemon. And I got a action figure kit of Ray that's made out of Legos. Oh, we got here Jim Biggins just subscribed. 2 months. Woo. Hello, Jim Biggins. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, if you're in the chat, throw the Bear Cave emote up there to say thank you to Jim for continuing it. I want to say this. If you have Amazon Prime, you link your Amazon Prime account with your Twitch, you get Twitch Prime, you get a free token. It's like money you already spent otherwise. You could do that, and that's how you could subscribe. It would help me out. It acts like real money for me, and you get the benefit of. So if you use Twitch Prime, you don't see ads. So you can turn your ad blocker off for Twitch, and the people that do run ads would get the money as if you watch the ads. It's pretty cool. I don't have ads because I'm not a partner. I'm an affiliate, so that's a little different. But it is a cool deal. So that's a thing you could do. And thank you very much, Jim, for that. I appreciate it very much. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I got 2 things. I'm pretty happy with what I purchased. Looking forward to having some time to actually go and build the things that I bought. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to build them because they should be one show. I'm going to build them not off camera, build them off stream because I will be at PAX in April pretty soon, a couple weeks from now. And I figured it would be a good idea to have something go up while I'm out of town, and that could go up on Saturday since I won't stream. I will have 3 streams that'll be live that I'll be on, a Thursday night panel, a Friday afternoon panel, and a Sunday morning panel that'll all be online, and I'll host them here on my account. Hey, a couple people, if you could do me a favor, if someone could write anything they want in the chat, just to make sure, because I'm not seeing anybody's names here in the chat, not seeing anything. And I know a few of you, Waffles and Mr. Bob, are chatters, Harold, and I'm not seeing anybody. And it could be a glitch, or it could just be you're all being quiet, which happens, and I'm okay with, but, oh, hello, Sector. You won't write anything. Crash Bomber, you're right. I'm not in charge of you. Crash Bomber, you're in charge of yourself. But that also, thank you. Waffles, you are Chatty Cathy, and I appreciate it because, as you know, when we get down to the Saturday stream, I occasionally need a little help because I'm like run out of things I wanted to talk about. But I did figure I would have some things to say about my trip to the Toys R Us. So the main takeaway from the Toys R Us is the one I went to does not look like it's closing. Hello, board. It looks like it was fully operational. It was full of kids. It was kind of fun to go there. It's a little bit of a trek, so I don't think I'll be back anytime soon. But it's also near a friend of mine's apartment who was unfortunately not in town today. Otherwise, I would have, oops, I assembled this but did not. I missed a piece here in my assembly. So I'm going to use my poker here to separate this piece. Let's do it like that. Okay. Wedge it in. Separate. Let's just go like that. Nice and easy. We'll just reassemble this real quick and make sure I actually put the rubber piece in that need to go in. As always, when I'm doing this the second time, it's usually faster, but missing a step can slow me down. All right, so then this goes this. This goes like this. Oh, here. Still here, Harold. Thank you very much. Also, Harold, you started hosting the stream before I began. I want to thank you for that. It's very nice. Hosting is nice if you can do it, but of course, no one's obligated to. But yeah, sometimes people have folks in their channels. Harold, you're probably going to stock up on stuff for my classroom. Yes. Yeah, Harold. I imagine that some Toys R Us's will have some deals. Now, I know a few of them were already going out of business separate to the bankruptcy thing. I believe that's the case. At least one, a friend of mine in the middle of the country was posting about. He bought a display case that says Nintendo on it. He's very happy with. So he can display his old Nintendo stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm going to cough. Pardon me. Excited for Ni no Kuni 2. So, board, I heard good things about Ni no Kuni, and I never played it, but I heard good things. It's not necessarily right up my alley, but the thing I actually heard was that some of the charm of the first game isn't necessarily like some of the character stuff and the voices, the setting is different in this game. So that was the thing that I was most interested in. So I'm not quite sure if that's going to be right for me. It might be, but all right. So we put a screw in. I hate that this kit has screws in it because that always makes me nervous. But so far, it has not been a problem. So we're good so far. Okay, so let's go with this. This goes like that, and then this goes into the hole there. And that seems wrong. Okay. Ah, I see now. Got it. That is the problem when you take a day in between. Even though I did this piece already, it seemed wrong. But it wasn't wrong. I just forgot what I was supposed to do. So we need this, this. We need some K pieces, K4 and K3. HIJK in here. All right, got those pieces. You wish they would have ported Ni no Kuni to PS4. Yeah, you could see maybe with the 1 and 2, maybe in a bundle of some sort. Mr. Bob, hello and welcome. You're hyped for this goof? I am too. So, a few of y'all are very active on Twitter, more active than since I think since the perfect grade. I have not had this many people tweeting me about the kits that I'm working on. Since I did the perfect grade. But some of y'all are real into the idea of me building this goof. And the thing with the goof is that it's like from the early 80s and like wasn't in many episodes. It was just like for some reason is a popular kit. I mean, it looks awesome. I love the shield with the gun attachment. I think that's cool. I think it's a very cool kit. I'm excited to build it, but I was a little surprised at how into it people were on Twitter when I announced that this was the next kit that I was building. Y'all were very happy, which is cool. I want to make you happy. I want you to have a good time with my streams. All right, and then this goes into here. This. Great. Shoulders done. Now we build the arm part there. I don't know why I felt the need to flex there, but I did. No, don't apologize, Crash. I'm not mad about it. I'm happy that you were excited about it and you wanted to tweet about it. I think that's awesome. Rabara was a cool pilot for the goof. He was the first indication that not everyone in Xeon was evil. BC Eagles, let me know, everybody else in chat, am I being too quiet right now? Would you like me to turn up the volume a little bit? I could probably adjust it a tad. I'd be willing to do that if consensus is that you would like me to bump up the volume a bit. I had some volume issues yesterday when doing my live show. I did the live games thing, so I had to tweak some settings a bit. It's a little low. Okay. I'm hearing from several people that it's low. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. Can I do anything with that? Nope. Okay, so I got to go into this settings. And let's see here. All right. Okay. Oh, yes, it is low. That actually makes me nervous that my the episodes that I recorded of Pat Plays Pokemon are going to be very low. All right, I've turned it up some, so let me know if that helps a bit. The goof is a bunch of episodes of the original show, and the custom from 8th is extremely iconic. Yeah, I know, Mr. Bob, I don't disagree with you. This custom, I think, is really fun. And I think people are real into it. Okay, so can you hear me better? Is this better? Are we feeling this volume level better than where I had it set before? Let me know in the chat. while I pull some stuff out of here. As I said earlier, I'm wearing green. Volume is better and no clipping, so A-okay. Great to hear, board. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be clipping on my end, although I'm getting it in the yellow a little bit, but I'm not peeking out here, which is good, because this is just a, microphone set here. So glad to hear that. If anybody has any issues with audio, I can tweak it a little bit more, and feel free to let me know. Volume's better and no clipping here. Volume better. Great. All right, so I need that. Yes, I'm wearing green because it's St. Patrick's Day, and I am Irish. So I figured my patron saint, the saint that I am named after, figured I would wear green on the stream, run the risk of sweating right through it because I have my fan in this bedroom very low because otherwise you would hear a very loud, very potent fan in the room, and I don't want that. So instead, I just work in a warm room. All right, and here is, that's D, so where did E go? Where did E go now? There's E. Great. Hit the patron saint of bears. You're perfectly accurate with that one, Crash. Patron saint of this bear, at least. All right, so we need 3 and 4. Clip that out. Yeah, so I had a good time at Toys R Us. I bought a couple things that I'll make. Basically, I'll do one video that will go up on YouTube, and I'll put it out on Saturday because I won't be streaming Saturday night. The Airbnb I am staying at is a place where I've been told specifically does not have good internet. The Wi-Fi is not great, and several people who have left comments have said the same thing. So I don't even want to. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to promise like a maybe. I'm just going to say I'm not going to be streaming from Boston. I'll be doing a bunch of quick little video stuff for my Twitter account. I'll be doing some video shoot like here and there just on my phone, just like goofy things. But yeah. Does Mountain Dew count for green? Yes. Mountain Dew counts. Various shades of blue count for green as well. Because why not, and who cares? Change the background color on your computer to green. That counts. Lots of things count. Someone had asked me if I was going to build a green model or something. And I was like, I'm not that far ahead to think about that stuff. Like, I'm not thinking of holiday-specific builds. Although someday, I guess I'll like make cookies on a holiday or something like that. But for now, nothing that fancy. All right, so we need C and we need F13. Let's get F13 out first. This is F, right? Nope. Yes. F13. Did I put a piece on that one? Did I have a? That one didn't have a. F10. Huh. Okay. I have just noticed that I did not put a piece on that I was supposed to put on. And I'm going to fix that on this arm. This arm is missing a piece. F10. Interesting. It went on fine without it, but it'll probably look better and be better for it. So that shouldn't be too hard to fix. We'll go back and fix that. We'll put this piece on there first and go back. Because I didn't remember doing that step. And because I didn't. Oh, yeah, Crash. So, in the middle of the show, I will put links to all my stuff. But yes, I'm doing a 404ing it on Friday, which I believe is the 6th of April. Friday, April 6th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on twitch.tv/PAX3. It'll also be recorded, and I'll have it on my YouTube channel, but I will be doing it. Oh, this is B, not C. That's what explains it. But I will also, be live streamed, and I'll host it in this chat as well. That's 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time for folks that want to try to catch it live. I'm doing improvised post-mortem Thursday night, 404ing it Friday afternoon, and then Sunday morning, League of Heels. And then that Wednesday that week, which is the 4th, let me double check. Wednesday the 4th, I'm going to do a special evening stream. Time TBD. I don't know yet when I'm going to do it, but it'll be in the evening. It'll be either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time. I think it'll be 9 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. and I'll treat it like it was a Saturday night because I do want to stream that week. A little peek behind the curtain. Not streaming at all for an entire week, even though I only stream twice a week, missing 2 in a row was borderline devastating for my subscription numbers. BC Eagles, you'll be there? Great. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, my numbers, I lost about 10 subscribers, 10, 11, and I'm just starting to build that back up after a couple weeks of being back, just by not doing it for 2 days. And I understand that. People, their Twitch coins run out and they're watching another stream and they're like, well, I'll just do that here. I get that. No shame in it. No problem. But I like having subscription numbers. So it was a bit of a shock when that happened. If I can be real with y'all. So I will do like a bonus stream just to have a stream out there for folks that want to watch something, you know? Figured I might as well do that. All right, great. So we got this on. So like I said, when we assembled this, we missed a piece. It's actually pretty noticeable if you look at it. If you really look at it, like, oh, there is something missing there. Dan Reichert has been ramping up his heel heat by pronouncing Frieza as Frieza, and it kills me. Yes. Yeah, that's awful. It's kind of reassuring to know that it sounds like he got corrected on it during their wrestling show, and I would have to look back at it to see if he was playing along or if because my gut instinct says that Dan knows that he said it wrong once and everyone freaked out on him, and now he's doing it to get a reaction out of people because he's Dan Reichert and that's how he operates. That's my gut. My gut is telling me that he knows he's saying it wrong and is doing a bit to aggravate people because I think he legitimately said it wrong one time because he's not great with names, and I'm not great with pronunciation either. You'll find that out if you ever subscribe because I will then say your name wrong. All right, great. We're fixing this piece that we messed up before. Gotta get this lined up right. Put this piece on where we need it, and then we'll be good. And then we can go back to doing the arm that we were actually working on, and not just an arm. I guess it's important to line this up. We'll go in here. Forza, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, as far as I can tell, Dan knows that he's saying it wrong and is just doing a bit, which it's tough with Dan because sometimes he doesn't know he's misspoken or wrong or just doing a thing and doesn't realize it. So when he is in on the joke, he's good about it. Not in the same way, whereas Vinny Caravella, as many people know, he's very good at like stringing along a joke to the point that sometimes people don't know that he's kidding. Vinny's actually pretty good at it. Alex, who does not smile, smiles, so you can see him. Alex breaks is the industry term for when you reveal that you are doing a bit of business. Alex is pretty prone to breaking. You know, he's got to put a luchador mask on so you can't see him. But he has a deadpan delivery, and it's a good delivery when it comes to comedy bits and such like that. But, yeah. Yes, that's the thing. Dan is, yes, there have been many times in Dan's life where he has just not known the proper thing or the right thing or, like, discoveries of like certain foods just being awesome, like cream cheese in general, and then the good cream cheese was a discovery for Dan. But you know, I said that years and years ago when he first got hired a couple years ago. I was very excited for Dan to grow really fast when he got to San Francisco, because I thought a change of pace and a change of scenery and change of work would do him really good. He would be forced to kind of like confront a lot of stuff and like try new things because he'd be in a new environment. And I think that's been very true to Dan. All right, so I could put two different hands on here. I think I'm going to put the trigger finger hands. That's 5. Yes, the grilled cheese. Yeah, no, I mean, Mr. Bob, like I'm not, I was never a picky eater per se. I just wasn't exposed to a lot of different kinds of foods. Let me get center myself a little bit here. Um, my household was very like bland, because my mom didn't like any kind of like really spice or seasoning. So she did the cooking mostly. My dad cooked as well, but my dad would just cook for her and then add things in for himself that he liked, so that he got what he wanted, vis-a-vis spices and such. So like I never experimented with a lot of different kinds of flavoring. It was just very boring upbringing in that respect. So then, like, it took a long time for me to be comfortable with trying out different things. Like, I'm still not good with things that are hot and spicy. It just doesn't work for me. But I'm more open to trying them than I was in my previous life. All right, so let's just do that. Did I grab the wrong hand? No, I got the right hands. This doesn't really pop in the way I would like it to. Kind of gotta just run there, and then, all right. Oh, and okay, and if we assemble this like this, and try not to break it. Great, we did it. All right. Got 2 arms done. We're doing it. Our arms are going. It's strange because my whole childhood was like the same 10 or 15 meals. Yes, waffles. I think I think I'm oh, hello the hollow. Um yeah, the eggshells, egg whites thing. I just try to remind myself that like we learn by failing as much as we learn by being taught, right? Uh, I I've learned a lot in my life by like trying things and being like, oh, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, that didn't work out. All right. But also sometimes when I make really stupid things, I keep that here, like close to home. I don't tell people about it on a podcast. But also, I don't podcast that much anymore. I do this, and I do believe that sometimes I've shared things that I probably wouldn't have normally. All right, so we're working on a leg here, I guess. So we need R and we need A. So we'll get those together. So Crash, mostly you need 2 hands. Sometimes you can just have a big gun for a hand, and you know that works sometimes. A big old, if it's a very big gun, you can just have a gun arm, and that works out pretty good. I think it's great when your mobile suit has arms that extend somehow. I think that's a fantastic thing. All right, so let's get G here. We need G8 and G6. I think Dan has learned a lot. I think like his life experience, like he learned a lot, and then also, and he said this, so I'm not out of turn for agreeing with him, that realizing like having some distance from his dad helped him like see, you know, how a lot of his behaviors were learned behaviors. And I think that like that distance is really important for people to have any sort of awareness that they're kind of become a person that like raised them or they're product of their environment. I think it's incredibly important to have those, to have the chance to have those moments to be like, oh, this isn't something I believe per se. It's just a thing that I always had. So is it a thing that I need? Is it a thing that I agree with? Or is it just a thing that's always been there and I never made assumptions? And I think that's like really healthy and important. And it's sometimes people don't get that, which is why you get some people that go through culture shock or like, like really turn a page when they're suddenly in a new environment. And sometimes they thrive in that new environment because they're like forced to look at everything. Vinny is Dan's new dad. A little bit. I mean, the thing is that Vinny is everybody's dad. In some ways, by virtue of being the first of his friends with kids, Vinny is everybody's dad, and it's also his nature as a nurturer. I mean, and as a member of the Bad Joke Dad Club for his entire life, Vinny's been making dad jokes since before he had kids. In a certain set, never grew up. Grew up with responsibility, but not with not his sense of wonder and fun. But yeah, Vinny is certainly the dad, and everybody else is aunts and uncles. But yeah, you fall into those roles as well, right? Like who's team leader, who's the whatever, who's going to take charge, who's going to be fucking up. Like everybody kind of assumes those roles in a group dynamic, especially when there's performance-based stuff as well. All right, so we'll take this, put this aside. That's part of the leg. We're going to keep building. We need 2 screws for this one, and then H's. All right. One of the Moon's architects. Power Tools license. I forgot all about that, Waffles. God, really had him going. But I also look, not to back up Dan's nonsense in any way, but I also could see why you would think you might need it, or if there was such thing as a power tool license, why Vinny would have one. Because I'll say this, for some people, the concept of being just able to go out and buy a power tool seems ridiculous. They look at it like, wait, I can just get this? And now I own a nail gun? I can just go buy a nail gun? That doesn't seem right. So I understand why Dan might be like believing Vinny on that. I mean, I get it. I get why. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had to, because also like the last time I bought a knife, which is a good for working. This was years ago. It's been a while since I purchased a knife for any reason. But the last time I went and bought a knife, I like went to Home Depot and like didn't have to fill out any forms or anything, but they had to go get it, and the guy asked me what I was using it for and looked at the other stuff that I was buying, and like I don't know if that was the thing that like he did for everyone, or he was doing it, or if that was company policy, or he was just being like, let me see what's going on before for my own conscience or whatever. But I remember it wasn't that hard. But when I went and bought a jigsaw, it was only annoying because it was a big, stupid box. Certainly did not have to say anything to anyone about my purchase, other than credit or debit. So I can kind of see that, you know? And yeah, and then like, I don't know, when it comes, especially when it comes to laws, I'm always just like, you know, maybe there should be more of them here and there for important things. All right, so this goes like this. I'm trying to figure this out as I do this because I don't know exactly here. All right, put that there. Then this goes on the top one. And this goes on the bottom one. And I'll make sure that I'm doing this right, because now I have to screw these in. I'll make sure I screw them in right. And then that encases over it. All right, so I'm just going to put this, I'm going to do this right here on the table. Kind of center it a little bit more, so you can watch. The hollow, I cannot comment on that. I do not know. I do not know about that. I know that many sexual acts are illegal in many states. Sexual acts that fall under depravity laws that were meant to be a nuisance for people. Depending on the county and the city and the state and all that. I mean, local ordinances are always nonsense, and because it's annoying to take laws off the books. It's easier just to not enforce them. So you'll have like weird laws about sandwiches on certain days because this one town in this one state was having an issue with bread deliveries coming in or something. So suddenly, whatever. Or like for many, many years, you couldn't be open on Sunday, right? Because that was the Lord's Day. Even if you were not a religious person, you could not have your business be open on a Sunday. And the exception they made for that was if you sold food, you could be open. So many businesses just started selling food. They would have like a few perishable items that they would sell, like in the window display, which let them be open on Sunday. And then eventually it was just like, yeah, whatever. But in a lot of places in this country, in the United States, not this country, in the United States, there are a lot of places where those laws are still on the books, they're just not enforced. And suddenly if a county wanted to start enforcing that you can't be open on a Sunday if you don't sell food, if you're a clothing store, and suddenly clothing stores have to start putting food at the counter just to stay open. The GOUF does have a big power tool. You're right. It's got some good weapons. Oops. Put them there. But yeah, that is unfortunately very common because it's easier just to tell people let's not enforce this than it is to remove things. Because people always go, well, these laws are supposed to stand the test of time. It's just blah, blah, blah. We might go back to it. What happens if we need to start enforcing that? Which is silly. Especially when it comes to laws of a sexual nature. In which case, like, outside of, very obvious things of taking advantage of people, most times I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Consenting adults? Okay. Like, that's the key words. Outside of that, I don't care about it, and I never will. Be sure that it is consensual and not hurting people, other people, and, I guess not in public. I guess I'm against public indecency. I'll say that. In general, I guess I'm against that. I have not really put too much thought into that. Actually, I may have put this on wrong. Let's see. Hold on. One quick second. I may have assembled this wrong. I'm going to take it apart and see if I assembled it wrong. Yes, I'm taking the hard stance. It's illegal to take baths in Boston. Yeah, it's probably a prohibition era where they were like, you know what? We're gonna make bathtubs illegal. Like, I'm sure that's just a dumb prohibition era law that no one wanted to take off the books because people were just like, no one's going to jail for taking baths. But yeah, I'm taking the hard stance, like, hey, be nice to each other. Be good to one another. Damn it. Alright, so... Okay, actually, I think that's right. Yeah, okay. I think I assembled this right. Yeah. All right. This looks right. Kind of goes like that and go like that. Okay. I'll find out pretty soon if I did this wrong, but I think I did it right. Okay, then I need a J. Let's see. Let's talk a little. I think the bath law revolved around flushing of plumbing. Huh. I mean, that makes sense. That could be there. Uh, yeah. I mean, it could be about that. Um, that's totally plausible. Oh, so today, let's see. The anime that I watched today, I watched today's episode of Slow Start, which is a very fun slice of life show that I highly recommend. There's one episode that gets a little weird. Don't like the dynamic between one character, Eiko, and their teacher. I think that. Oops, I pulled the wrong piece out here. This is not the piece that I wanted. I'll need this later. Yes, all right, put that aside. Pulled that out wrong. I need 10 and 9. I don't necessarily love that relationship, but it's really fun and it's a good show. This episode was very cute and nice. Revolved around a summer festival. And one thing that I think has been like super cool is that like a bunch of characters. It's all females. It's like a girls' school, so it's all female characters, and they're very supportive and nice to each other, and genuinely like each other. And it's about friendship, and it's fun. But one thing that like has not been like called out, and I think is incredible. It's not incredible, but like pretty great. Is one of the characters, Tama, lives with kept saying is her grandma's, and it's not full out stated. But it's not. There's no way around it. Is that like Tama lives with like two ladies who love each other that are like in a committed relationship, and like that's her family dynamic, and like it's just awesome and cool because it's like nobody's just like weird or anything like that. People are just like, yeah, that's Tama was raised by her grandmas, cool, and it's just like I don't know. Japan is so weird about that. Where like there are characters that are clearly very much in love on that show, that are teens or whatever. So like they're not going fully committed to it, but like I don't know. I just thought it was nice that they were like not even bothering to make it a big deal. It was kind of cool. Bored. You gotta watch Laid Back Camp after the stream. Gotta do it. They're camping. Christmas camping is happening. If you're not caught up, this past episode that came out on Thursday, Christmas camping. Oh, it was so good and so like just pure and nice and just such a goddamn great show. Laid Back Camp is my favorite anime of the season, by a mile. There's no contest that it's the best thing out there. Just so positive and lovely, and yeah, all the characters together. They got their chaperone, and it's just, gosh darn it, it's just a beautiful program. I'll be bummed when it's over. I hope that they're rushing out to do more of it. I hope it's popular. I know that the entrance song is popular in Japan, that the theme is popular. So I'm very hopeful that the theme being popular means that people are watching it and into it. I don't know exactly how that works. I'm no expert when it comes to that kind of thing, or most things. But I'm hopeful that that it's doing well in Japan and that people are into it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like that was a very funny reveal for them. Like you're right. The reveal of the sensei, Toba Sensei, Toba Sensei. I think it's Toba Sensei. Yes, Toba Sensei's reveal, I thought was very funny. Uh, and her involvement in the camp was good. All right. I don't. Huh. I feel like I'm not doing this right, and I don't know why I'm not doing it right. Maybe slower. Yes, it's okay. I'm messing up. I figured it out. I was putting these pieces on too high. I looked at the instructions wrong. Need to watch this video of Zeta Gundam for the Great Gundam Project podcast. Ooh, that sounds fun. Ancient Magus Bride is losing you the hollow. Yeah, I checked out of that pretty early on. It had a lot of fantasy stuff I liked. I figured like it wasn't keeping my attention, and so I kind of was like, well, I'll come back to it if it ends up being good, but I haven't really gone back to it. Last night I couldn't sleep. Tried to go to bed early. Could not sleep. So I ended up watching one of my comfort anime. And one of my comfort anime it's not good. It's okay. It's just not good. Is a show called The Irregular at Magic School. There are 26 episodes in it. There's a movie that I watched pretty recently, but out there on the internet, on Crunchyroll and the like, there are F12 and F14. There are a couple episodes of it, or 26 episodes of it, and it's just like there's a school for people that can do magic. Magic is a thing, and there's a guy who's like incredible at it, but not, and a lot of stuff happens, and no one is worried, and he's just like an overpowered main character, and there's a brother-sister duo, and they're very dedicated to one another, and it's like weird, but I watched like a bunch of episodes in a row of that, and I've seen all of them, because it's just like easy to just click play and watch another one. It's a very simple show. But I think the art design is cool, and the character design is cool. And some of the minor characters are pretty neat. So, I don't necessarily recommend that show, but I do understand why I have talked about it a bunch, so I know that people have asked me why I talk about it. Because it's just like easy to digest. It is very digestible as far as shows go. This is a pretty cool design as far as the legs go. I kind of like this like weird thing where I'm building like the armor as one big piece. This piece here is one big piece that goes around instead of snapping on. I think that's cool. And now we're going to build off of it. This is pretty neat. With some K pieces. Talking about for the past review, lost some of the coherence. Yeah, it didn't hit me. That show didn't hit me. Oh, I should also say, because I'm about to take a break and do some links to things like, different things that I'm into and where you can check me out and how you can support the stream and all that. I should say that I'm probably going to stop saying it on stream because I've said it a bunch. I did tweet it out, so it exists on the internet. That I was gifted a year of Crunchyroll, VRV.co, Verve.co, a year of that, which is Crunchyroll and Funimation, and a bunch of other stuff. That's where some of the CISO stuff went, all that stuff. I was gifted that, and so you can take everything I say about anime with a grain of salt. I'm not being sponsored or anything like that, but I am getting anime for free instead of paying for it. So, take my words with a grain of salt if you'd like to. I'm not going to talk about stuff that I don't think is interesting or cool or terrible. I'm not going to talk about something good or bad and act like it's good. So, wow. BC Eagles. So, basically, you just gave me a thing I could talk about for a while. I'm going to take a moment to plug things. Then BC Eagles, I'm going to talk about you've never watched a single second of anime and you're willing to give it a shot. What anime should you try? So that's incredible. I have so much to say about that. We're going to get to it. But right now, I've got to promote some stuff. So we'll start with my Patreon. I'm trying to hit $150 a month. That'll let me stream 3 times a week. That's important to continue with what I'm doing. So if you're interested in supporting that, you can also become a subscriber here. If you're not following, at the very least, why don't you give me a follow? That way you can set your notifications, turn them on. You get information when I'm up. You could buy things off my Amazon wish list. I have an Amazon wish list, a bunch of kits that would be easier. I've got some kits, a backlog, but they go fast, especially if I start streaming 3 times a week. That would be very helpful. And you can always do one time, or set yourself up recurring for yourself. My coffee, you could support me via my coffee. That would be cool. Obviously, under no obligation. Here are I'm doing a lottery. So I have all these kits. They're backed up. I have so many kits, and I want to send them out to people. I started doing something where once I hit a certain numbers, I was sending stuff out for subscribers, and then I did one at Christmas. That's the last time I sent one out. What do we got here? Oh, I missed it. Oh, Isnark is subscribed. Hey, how's it going? Isk, it's been a while. I'm just doing my ad break. 7 months in a row. Thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. So I'm doing a lottery thing. It's a drawing on 3/31. That's the last stream of the month, and the last stream of every month I will do that, where I'm just going to go through my subscription names during the show, pull a name randomly using random number generator, and they'll get a kit that I've built, and they'll mail it out to them at my own pocket. Because like I said, I have so many kits and I want to send them out. So that's on the 31st. So even if you only want to do it for a month, subscribe then. And then here are my dates at PAX, which is my next live dates. All shows are streaming. You can see them right there. So if that's something you'd like to check out, my guests, I have tons of great guests. My guests for 404ing it are Abby Russell from Giant Bomb, Kate Stark, who's a streamer, twitch.tv/Kate, fantastic, awesome person, and Danica Herod from Waypoint. That's my panel. My panel fucking rules. I'm going to swear because it's really good, and I am lucky that they all agreed to do it. So that's my panel for 404ing it, which is Friday on the 6th. It'll be streamed on twitch.tv/PAX3, and I'll be hosting it here in this channel. Waffles, that's a good joke. So I've only sent out 3 kits so far, and they've all been international. No one in the United States has won a kit. So that's very funny, Waffles. But yes, U.S. subscribers are eligible to win. It's just been weird that they haven't yet. Good goof. Good remembering, goof. Waffles. Oh, yeah, so, and then the Thursday night, improvised postmortem, I've got Eric Pope, Abby Russell again, Jeff Gersman, who else is doing it? Dave Lang is doing it. Danielle Riendo, and then also I'm definitely going to book at least one more person. I haven't done that yet, and any of them could also have another guest to join them. There's one duo so far, and everyone's a single, so I'm probably going to add at least one more person to that. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing there. 440 is going to be awesome. Oh, hello, bless you. Okay, so the last thing I'll say is the League of Heels. We've got a merch table in Bandland. We announced that yesterday, so it's the first time on a build stream that I could talk about that. It's going to be rad. It's going to be awesome and great. We're at Bandland the entire show. When the show floor is open, Bandland is open, so we're going to be there then. We're going to be doing signings. You can buy a poster. You can just bring whatever you want and ask our performers to sign, which they will do, and I'm going to have more information about that as we get closer. So, BC Eagles, you like sci-fi stuff, psychological thrillers, political stuff. So the thing is that, like, there's so much anime, right? Like, it depends. Like, if you like serialized shows, then if you like, psychological thrillers, hello, Ace Gunpla, hello. welcome to the stream. We are answering the question of where should you start by liking if you want to start watching anime and you've never watched it, but you're open-minded to the idea. Um, there's a horror anime that just started on Crunchyroll that is um, like an anthology series. So that might be a fun way to start instead of like a full-blown show. Start with like an anthology. That could be interesting. I'm trying to rack my brain. I'm at a bit of a loss. I've never been asked like I've been asked like, hey, I like this show. What else should I watch? You know. Um, yes, Ace. We are building. We're doing Gundam here. That's what we do. We do model kits. Parasite might be interesting. Yeah, Parasite's a really interesting show. That might be up your alley because it does have um, it's got some monsters in it, but it does have a plot, and it does try to figure out its plot and explore it. This is just a big old piece. This is a big thick piece. This GOUF has lots of big thick pieces in it. I'm not complaining. I think it's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna trim this up a little bit here. Just do a little trimming, and we'll I think Evangelion's a tough one. That is a tough one. Yeah, Isk. I did. Someone reached out about doing the endurance run, and I said I was definitely interested. I wasn't sure if I was just gonna do one of my streams and maybe longer, or if I would do a game stream. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do there, but I'd like to get more information about it. I'm definitely interested in helping out and helping the kids. I'm always up for that. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. I think Evangelion might be a tough starter because there's just like it's just a weird show. It's good. It's just weird. I don't know. Steins Gate. Yeah, that could work. Um, if you're PC Eagles, if you're a gamer, you might find that a show that kind of acts like a fantasy show that acts a little bit like an RPG might be something up for your alley, or maybe one of those shows like Sword Art Online that's like it's a video game and we're trapped in the video game. Like it's a VR video game that people are stuck in, or we thought we were in a video game like Overlord. Oh, I'm playing an RPG. Oh, the RPG continued and I'm stuck here. I know it's a video game, but no one else does. Like one of those shows might be interesting because it gives you a frame of reference that it's a like a video game kind of show. That might be something. I don't know. Yeah, Isk, I'm definitely into it. Paprika's very good. Paprika, that's a good suggestion. It's a fun movie. Um, the nice thing is that BC Eagles, a thing you can just do is copy and paste, like make a Google Doc, copy and paste a bunch of the things we've said, and then just type them into YouTube and watch like 30-second or 2-minute clips of things, and then like look like, oh, big robots, okay, oh, fighting, okay, oh, that was gross looking, all right, oh, that's a romance show, okay, and just like see if there's anything that speaks to you in that. That might like hit you in a way that like speaks to you a bit more, or like what's that show? I forget the name of it, but there's a mech show, but it's really a harem show. It's really like a guy and a bunch of girls, and there's mechs, but it's also like there's a dozen of those. Hundreds, I think I'm thinking of. Hundreds is like we're saving the world. Also, a bunch of ladies are here, and one dude, and they're all into that one dude. There's like a million of those shows. It's a popular genre. All right, and then this goes over this. Looks like. Crunchyroll is a free sub access. Yeah. Yeah, you can look up stuff by genre. But I mean, I do a lot of like I follow a few. I subscribe to a few people on YouTube. Uh, that I subscribe to a few channels on YouTube that just post clips of stuff that's like new, and then if something catches my like Slow Start, I didn't see when it first came out, but then I saw a clip of it, and I was like, oh, this is something I'd be into. I didn't know it existed, and I was happy to find out about it. All right, so let's start attaching some of the legs here. We got the foot done, our big blocky legs here. I'm going to do this. Probably should have done this one first. All right, great. And that's our leg. Got one leg done. We did it. I love the look of it. I love the shielding, the armor look. It's very cool. All right, one leg done. There's definitely asking Waffles asked if there's an anime like Sherlock Holmes. I mean, there's a lot of so. I mean, it's silly because it also involves those things. But Detective Conan is just Sherlock Holmes. It's just Detective Conan has a weird thing where some weird gas happened and an attack happened, and a young man who's like an adult becomes a kid, like he's de-aged to be a kid, but he has all the memories of being when he was older, and he's like a kid detective like Encyclopedia Brown because he's actually an adult, but he's also a very smart adult who's now a kid. But really, Detective Conan is just Sherlock Holmes because people are baffled by this kid being such a good detective. They're like, what is happening right now? Why do you know all this? And it's just because he's younger looking than he should be. All right. So we need G5 and G7. G5 is a piece we took out by mistake. All right, so we're just working on our leg. Case closed, yes. Detective Conan is one of the names. Is also called, Long, thank you for that, that it's also called Case Closed. There's like, that series, there's like a million episodes of it, and it's been rebooted a bunch, or new stories have been added. It's like, it's almost like Lupin, like they just keep going with it. I mean, we did say, someone in chat said Cowboy Bebop. I mean, Cowboy Bebop holds up. I don't think the movie is that great, but the show itself holds the fuck up. The stuff that's like storyline-wise, that's like the larger story pieces, the weird episodes that are just the one-off episodes, like the supporting cast of characters, the vibe, the music, the animation, Spike's fighting style, the space battles, like all of it just still holds up and looks so good. I did a rewatch of that pretty recently, and also is one of the best dubs ever made. I'm a subs guy, but it's a fantastic dub. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop fucking owns. It's so good. So yeah, we're just working on our legs here and getting stuff together. Thanks for everybody who joined me tonight here on a Saturday evening. We're gonna go to 10:30, so we'll keep moving along. I'm gonna try to do a full hour and a half tonight. I did do 2 hours yesterday. It's on my YouTube, youtube.com/PatBaer, the YouTube channel that I have, and I put up today. Let's B. So we gotta go to C. Haven't done anything with B yet. Spotty probably. Today I put up, the archive of yesterday's gaming stream, my monthly gaming stream. I always do one gaming stream a month where I play games. I did some grinding for my Pokemon show, Pat Plays Pokemon, which is my YouTube series, where I play Pokemon Emerald, but I do a randomized version of it. It's very fun. People seem to like it. So that's been so I did some, sorry. Oh, not that Will Smith is hosting. Thank you, Will. So yeah, so I did some grinding in that because it's not necessarily fun to do that just on my own, and it's not necessarily fun as an episode to do that. I've been getting over some allergy stuff, so my voice hasn't been great. So I actually don't know if Trigun holds up. I like Trigun a lot. Don't get me wrong. Please. Please do not get me wrong. I have a huge affinity for that show, a love of that show, but I just don't know if it holds up. I think it looks still cool. It's still a cool, like, desert planet is not necessarily a aesthetic you see in a lot of shows. A Western stuff, certainly, but not necessarily a desert kind of planet vibe. But yeah, I just don't know if it fully holds up. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while. Gurren Lagann is so weird. It's great. Gurren Lagann is great because it's a great studio and the art is amazing looking. Let me give a little water here. I'm actually not doing great here. Sorry about that. Gurren Lagann like is cool, but like is a lot. It's just visually like in your face, and there's so much of it. And I do think I'm going to say this. When it comes to anime, when you're exposed to a lot of it, when you've been watching a lot of it, and you get it, and you know the vibe of it, you can overlook. You can choose to. You don't have to, but you can choose to overlook some glaring things. So like, the female lead in that show is not wearing much. And nobody in the show comments about it, and it's not a big deal. But if you're like, that's not your thing, or you're just like, you're not willing to be okay with that, because you're just like, what the fuck? It can be a lot. It can be a deal breaker for some people. And I think that's totally reasonable. If you're just like, nope. And that show is not horny. Really, compared to a lot of other anime. I remember a friend of mine was like, I like action shows with female leads. And she got suggested that she watch Kill la Kill. And I was like, oh, the person that told you that has no sense of, like, they have no awareness of what they're into and what they like. Like, they like what they like and they're fine with it, and that's cool. But they have like no like concept that maybe Kill la Kill might be too much for someone who's like not into the world, you know? Like, god damn, come on. You can't just ask someone who's never watched anime. You can't recommend that show be the first anime they watch. Darker Than Black. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward action show with some cool stuff. Yeah, Darker Than Black could be good. I haven't thought of that anime in a while, Drew. Yeah, it's not satire. Bored, I agree. I mean, obviously, like I said, I've got this free year with Verve, which is awesome. I'm very appreciative of it. But like, paying for Crunchyroll has been nice. Paying for Anime Strike every couple of months when something I really want to watch is out, and just getting like a month of it and then watching the thing has been great. Like, yeah, being able to legally get it and get it fast, and like, good translations, good subtitles work, dub quality is pretty good in a lot of places. I've been into that. Yeah, overall, like, it's been nice to have that as like an option. But yeah, there's a lot of anime out there where like you kind of need to know about anime to like, or you just have to be okay with being like, all right, fine, like, okay, sure, I'll deal with that. Like, a friend of mine who doesn't really watch a lot of anime is watching Laid Back Camp because I recommended it so strongly, and he likes it a lot. he realized I've now told him about other slice of life shows that he might be into. Um, but his number one thing that he asked me, he was like, "Hey, so I get the texting thing, and I even get how sometimes they're like smaller, less art, like cartoonish versions of themselves sometimes, and that's just when they're excited or whatever. I get that." He goes, "Why does one girl have a fang?" And the honest answer is, I don't know. One of those girls has a little fang, and her younger sister has a fang too. She's just a fang girl. Slow start, which has nothing weird about it. Slow start. Tama has a fang. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I know a lot. And I don't know why there's a girl with a fang. There just is. I don't know. And like, I had to tell him, I don't know. It's not bad. Like, I don't. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to tell him. It's like a weird, just like a weird thing. Uh, and there's a lot of those weird things that we kind of forget about because we're so used to just being on board with it or wanting to be on board with it that we forget that, like, sometimes it's fucking weird as shit. You know, like sweat drops are a thing that now we know what that we contextually understand. If we watch enough shows, we get those. We get what those mean. We understand the embarrassment. We understand the honorifics and nicknames and all of that. Like, a fox deity. Yeah, I mean, that might be. This one girl, she's very, like, chill and, like, country. So, that could be. Tama is definitely trouble. She's lovable, but trouble. So, I could see why she has a fang. But, like, yeah, it was that thing where I was just like, I don't know. They just are. Some of them just have fangs. We got going on here. Matt Pasquale is now hosting the stream. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. For the next 15 minutes or so. I don't know. It's a lot of those things are just like you take it for granted and like you kind of have a general understanding of what's going on, but it's tough. There's a whole like culture around it. Like, okay, I'll say this. When did the anime girl that doesn't seem to have emotions, that has a deadpan delivery, like a short deadpan delivery type girl? Because I don't remember that, and I went away from watching anime for a while, and when I came back, they're all over the place, and it's like a weird character trait that like I was surprised about, and I'm like, because there's one of the girls in like a bunch of different shows. There's like a deadpan girl in it. Irregular and Magic School has one. Bunch of fighting things have it. There's one of the characters in another show that I watched, like an action show where there were a ton of girl characters. There was another one. I can't remember the name, which is bad for me to be like referencing it, but I don't know. That's a weird trait that I was surprised suddenly existed in a lot of anime. Ray, I think so, but then like it. Here's the thing: Ray from Evangelion certainly was that case, but like there weren't a lot of copycat Rays for years, you know, and then suddenly I feel like most shows that have a lot, if shows have like 5 girls in it or like a bunch of minor characters, one of them is going to be deadpans. And I'm just surprised by it because it caught me off guard. It was not a thing that I was expecting to suddenly appear in anime, especially like fighting series stuff. Yeah. I'm taking this apart here because I put it together and it's not sinking in right. So I'm going to take this apart here. I'm going to figure out what I did wrong, and then we'll put it back together. Right. I'm going to cough as well. Pardon me. Ugh. A lot of garbage in that throat. Gonna try not to talk at all for the rest of the night. Save up my voice. The nice thing is I don't have to, outside of work duties. I don't have to talk to, too much for the next couple days. I don't have any streams or anything coming up. So that's good. And oh, okay. This isn't flush. Oh, that'll explain it. This was not flush. That's why it didn't come together right. I have to screw this in more. It's more common lately. I think it's more comic delivery. Yeah, I think like the comic delivery of like like when deadpan people say like give like the peace sign, you're like, that's fun. Hello, Revavatan. Hello and welcome. We're towards the end of our stream tonight. Got another like 10 minutes or so left in the stream. We are working on the legs of our GOUF. I'm very excited to do that. Had a good chat today. We talked about anime a lot more than I thought we would, which was always fun for me. Talked about Toys R Us tonight, my Toys R Us trip. Got some stuff cooked up. Revive Titan. I get it. Revive Titan. Okay. Revive Titan, hello. Part of it is that I sometimes can't read chat. Okay, Drew. The slice of life show that I would recommend if you were just going to watch one would be Flying Witch. Nothing happens in Flying Witch. The idea of Flying Witch is magic is real, and a girl moves in with her cousin's family. We Are Mid-Boss just gave me a cheer. League of Heels is corrupt. Thank you very much. It is a corrupt organization. I'm trying my hardest to save it. We Are Mid-Boss, thank you very much for that. I assume this is Matt Kahn. Thank you for that. But yeah, Flying Witch is a girl moves in with her cousin in the country as she's studying magic and going to school. So it's about magic and the world of magic from the eyes of people who didn't know that magic was real and haven't experienced it. Nothing bad happens. It's very nice. There's some young characters that are awesome. There's some animals that show up. There's one character that shows up in one episode and never came back, and it made me furious because it was so cool. There's a bashful ghost towards the end of the show. It's a great, great show. And it's just laid back and pleasant and good vibes. But, like, there's no action to it. It is such a great slice of life show. Can't say enough good things about Flying Witch. One of my favorite anime, I think, of all time. Kids on the Slope is good. Yeah, I think Kids on the Slope is a great show. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. All right, so let's do G11 and G12. So yeah, I guess that's the number one. If I was going to recommend a show, it would be that. Right off the bat, and then I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else. Another good slice of life show to start with. I'm actually gonna just like really quick. See if there's something that pops up to me in the list of great slice of life shows. Go back to the all-time. Some people think that Honey and Clover is a slice of life show. I don't agree that it is. I think that's a drama. I think it's great, but I think it's drama. That's not a slice of life show. Fruit Baskets is cool, but it's definitely not a. My Little Monster is pretty awesome. So it's an old show. Tonari no Kabutsu-kun. My Little Monster. It's kind of like this deranged lead male character, and like a really like a girl who is just about her studies and doesn't really have any friends. And the friendship that comes there, it's kind of fucked up but cool. Oh, Hyoka. Hyoka would be great. Yeah, you know what? I think Hyoka is awesome. I think Hyoka is a great. Yeah, Tornado might be good. So Hyoka would also be good if, I forget who uh, mentioned like a Sherlock Holmes kind of show, because Hyoka is kind of like a school detective agency, like a club, like detective club, but it's not really about the detective club. It's about the characters. Hyoka, I just put it in there. That's a great one. Um, it's got a little fantastic elements to it. I actually think it doesn't stick the landing. I think that one of the big mysteries of it isn't great, but overall, it's a cool show. Um, and I'm for the most part really into it. Hyoka, I think that's like a cool show. All right, and so it goes on like that. This goes like this. And goes on there. Great. This is not particularly difficult because we just did it not too long ago. As always, once you do one leg or one arm, the other leg and other arm come pretty quickly. But yeah, I love the slice of life genre. I didn't know it was a thing that I would like until I started watching them. Um, Shows where nothing happens. Some of these, I went to like the top 20 slice of life shows, and some of them I'm like, no, these aren't slice of life shows. They're, because sometimes there's shows that have like a lot of action in them, like, and some of the like Toradora is a really awesome show, and it is, I guess, slice of life, but like, I don't know, it's a relationship show, I think. But somebody's trying to be like telling me that the pet girl of Sakuraso, I'm like, nah, that's a show about a weird girl. That's like a relationship show with like a weird girl in it. I don't know if that's slice of life. Um, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna watch Flying Witch again tonight. That might be my cool down show, my post stream cool down. Might be because I was gonna just watch more of a regular Magic School, but Slice of Life is a lot of coming of age. But I think that um, sometimes if there's a lot. So the thing is with Slice of Life for me is if there's a lot of drama in it, it feels more like a drama. It like I said, Honey and Clover. Honey and Clover is to me just like a soap opera and not really a slice of life show. And I understand that they're saying like it's not an action show, like uh so you call it that because if there's not a lot of action happening in it, it's slice of life. Because a lot of slice of life shows are about like the vibe and the place. Like Manhattan is a character, that kind of dumb shit. Um, like I guess like Jibu Club, or the Good Job Club. Good Job Club is, I guess, slice of life because it's just about like a club where there's no. It's a club for people that don't want to be in a club and they just hang out and like it's all about the character interpersonal relationships and nothing really happens in it and it's kind of silly. Thank you for subscribing. We are Mid Boss using your Twitch Prime token. That's very nice of you. Uh, Um, but yeah, like I guess Good Job Club would be considered. Um, Thank you very much. Uh, the Hollow Seinfeld is 100% slice of life. It's exaggerations certainly for comedy effect, but a lot of slice of life is legitimately about nothing. So yes, I would say that that is a totally fair characterization that 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 Seinfeld is a slice of life show. Yeah, a lot of shows that take place in school that are just about the school are considered slice of life unless they are incredibly weird, in which case then they're just like comedies or harem shows. Um, Sometimes harem shows are slice of life. They just happen to have a lot of female characters in them. And as long as they're not necessarily about, like, I don't know. I don't know what I was about to say there. I'm getting a little tired. There's like, I don't know. The thing that always interests me about, like, fantasy shows, I'd love to watch a good fantasy show that doesn't have like 100 ladies and one dude. I'm getting a little tired of it. It's too much. Yes, and they do blur together. I think that they totally overlap and blur. And once a genre is popular, then people want to like build off that genre and make something new off of it. But yeah, like, what is the Melancholy of whatever her name is, Haruko? The Melancholy, like that show, is considered by a lot of people to be a slice of life show, but it features a character that has traveled back in time, a character who is an android who also traveled back in time, or is just an android, and a character that is literally a god. The main character of that show is a god. And people were like, it's a slice of life show. And I'm like, I mean, okay, I guess. It doesn't feel like one. I forget the name of that. It starts with an H. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, that's just like a blurred thing where I'm like, okay, whatever. Just, yeah, be whatever you want to be. Live by your genres. Just as long as, like, the characters are engaging. Like, my number one thing, oh, yes. Yes. Haru. That's what I was thinking of. But my overall thing for those shows is just, like, is it fun? Slice of life is, like, is it interesting? Like, and Happiness. And Happiness is a slice of life show, but there's a lot of, like, weird robot stuff and, like, I don't know. It's an odd show. We're done with this sheet. Toss it away. So it's, like, more than just your typical slice of life show. Like, there's more to it. So it's interesting. I'm kind of into those. Slice of life, but with a twist. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up there. Good talking. Great, vibrant chat tonight. Thank you all very much. Thank you for everybody who subscribed tonight. If you don't have to, but if you want to give me a follow on here and turn your notifications on, that way you know when I'm next going to stream. We're gonna finish our leg on Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We will turn the pages here. We'll start working on the body. We're gonna work on the head and the chest. Start working on the body part of our kit. I want to thank you for joining me. Yes, thank you for being a fantastic chat. Throw that Bear Cave emote in there. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday, or for a couple of you, probably Sunday. If you're watching the archive later, try to watch it live one of these days. Twitch.tv/PatBear. But thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening and whatever. And good night.